The Christmas Miracle. The December wind whistled softly through the bare oak trees surrounding Riverside Elementary School. Inside the warm brick building, the hallways buzzed with the excited chatter of children counting down the days until Christmas. Break. Red and green paper snowflakes hung from the ceiling, and the scent of hot chocolate drifted from the cafeteria. In the third-grade classroom, Mrs. Henderson was wrapping up the day's math lesson when she noticed the clock. 3:15. Time for dismissal. As she began calling out the bus numbers, the children gathered their backpacks and winter coats, their voices mixing in a symphony of holiday excitement. Near the back of the room, 8-year-old Emma Martinez sat quietly at her desk, carefully, placing her pencils in their designated spots in her pencil box. She was a thoughtful child with dark brown hair that her mother braided each morning and kind eyes that seemed to notice everything around her. Emma took her time packing up, listening to her classmates' conversations about Christmas lists and family plans. "My dad's getting me the new gaming system," announced Tyler from across the room. "We're going to Disney World," squealed Sarah, bouncing on her toes. Emma smiled at their joy, but a familiar weight settled in her chest. She knew there would be no gaming system under her tree, no vacation plans to discuss. Her mother worked 2 jobs just to keep their small apartment and put food on the table. Emma understood, even at 8 years old, that Christmas would be different in their home. As the classroom emptied, Emma shouldered her backpack and walked toward the door. In the hallway, she noticed a boy from her class standing by the water fountain. His name was Michael Chen, and he was new to Riverside Elementary. He had arrived just after Thanksgiving, quiet and polite, always dressed in clothes that looked expensive, but somehow simple at the same time. Michael was listening to a group of students talking near the lockers. Emma paused to tie her shoelace, unintentionally overhearing their conversation. "What do you want for Christmas, Emma?" asked her friend Lily. Emma's cheeks grew warm. She glanced around, noticing that several classmates had stopped to listen. Michael, too, seemed to be paying attention, though he pretended to be focused on his water bottle. "Oh, I'm not really expecting anything big," Emma said softly. "Maybe some books from the library book sale. My mom says Christmas is about being together, not about presents." "But don't you want anything special?" pressed Jake. "Like toys or games?" Emma's smile faltered for just a moment. "Well, there was this art set I saw at the store. It had watercolors and brushes and really nice paper. But it's okay. I can draw with my regular crayons." She quickly changed the subject, asking Lily about her family's Christmas traditions. The group dispersed, heading toward the buses, but Michael remained by the water fountain, deep in thought. What Emma didn't know was that Michael Chen carried a secret that would have shocked his entire class. His father was David Chen, the founder of a technology company that had made their family incredibly wealthy. They had moved to this small town because his parents wanted Michael to have a normal childhood, away from the spotlight and expectations that came with their fortune. Michael had been homeschooled for most of his life, surrounded by tutors and private instructors. This was his first experience in a regular school, and he was still learning how to navigate friendships and social situations. He had noticed Emma from his first day, how she helped other students with their work, how she shared her lunch with anyone who forgot theirs, how she never seemed to judge anyone for what they had or didn't have. That evening, Michael sat in his family's spacious but modest home, unable to stop thinking about Emma's words. The art set, she mentioned. He knew it wasn't just about the supplies. It was about dreams, about having the tools to create something beautiful, about feeling like her wishes mattered too. During dinner, Michael was quieter than usual. His parents, David and Lisa Chen, noticed their son picking at his food. "Everything all right at school today?" his mother asked gently. Michael looked up at his parents. These people who had worked so hard to give him everything while teaching him the value of kindness and humility. "There's this girl in my class," he began carefully. "Her name is Emma. She's really nice to everyone, but I don't think she's going to get much for Christmas." His parents exchanged a meaningful glance. They had always taught Michael that wealth was a responsibility, not just a privilege. "What were you thinking?" his father asked, already sensing where this conversation might lead. "I want to help, but I don't want her to feel embarrassed or different," Michael said. "She mentioned an art set, but I think she needs more than that. I think her family is struggling." Over the next few days, Michael became a careful observer. He noticed that Emma's shoes had small holes that she tried to hide. He saw her pack the same peanut butter sandwich for lunch every day. He watched. Her eyes light up when she looked at the classroom's art supplies, then saw her disappointment when she realized they were running low. Michael shared his observations with his parents, and together they devised a plan. It would require discretion, creativity, and the help of some very understanding adults. The Friday before Christmas break, Mrs. Henderson made an unusual announcement. "Class, we have a very special surprise today. It seems that our school has received an anonymous donation for a Secret Santa program. Every student will receive a personalized gift based on their interests and needs." The children erupted in excited whispers. Mrs. Henderson smiled mysteriously and began calling students one by one to collect wrapped packages from a large box by her desk. When Emma's name was called, she approached nervously. The package was larger than she expected, wrapped in beautiful silver paper with a white ribbon. Her hands trembled slightly as she untied the bow. Inside, she found the art set she had mentioned, but not just any art set. This one was professional quality, with tubes of watercolor paint, real sable brushes, and thick paper that felt like silk under her fingers. But there was more. Beneath the art supplies, she discovered a gift card to the local bookstore, a warm winter coat in her exact size, and a note that simply read, "For someone who brings beauty into the world, keep creating, keep dreaming." Emma's eyes filled with tears, but they were tears of joy and wonder. She looked around the classroom, trying to understand this miracle. Her gaze landed on Michael, who was opening his own gift, a simple book about friendship. For just a moment, their eyes met, and Michael offered her the smallest, most genuine smile. Emma never learned who her Secret Santa was, though she suspected it was someone who truly understood the difference between wanting something and needing to feel valued. She spent that Christmas creating beautiful watercolor paintings, reading new books, and staying warm in her perfect winter coat. Michael watched from a distance as Emma's confidence grew over the following weeks. She began sharing her artwork with classmates, started a small reading club, and smiled more freely. He learned that sometimes the greatest gifts are the ones given without recognition, the ones that simply say, "You matter, your dreams matter. You are seen." As the snow continued to fall outside Riverside Elementary, Michael understood that he had received the greatest gift of all, the knowledge that kindness, thoughtfully given, could change someone's world. And in a small classroom filled with children's laughter and the smell of fresh crayons, Emma Martinez painted pictures of winter trees and warm hearts, never knowing that her quiet classmate had learned the true meaning of Christmas by simply paying attention to hers. The miracle wasn't just in the gifts themselves, but in the reminder that in a world that often feels too big and too complicated, one person's compassion can still light up another person's entire season.